Well, the special election day is 1 week away, and 1 week ago, voters got to hear from opponents and supporters of the proposal to make it more difficult to amend the Ohio Constitution in our Issue 1 debate. We got a lot of feedback about one question I asked Secretary of State Frank LaRose about contraception. While we are talking about messaging, there's an online ad by Progress Action Fund that portrays a Republican lawmaker who says, now that we're in charge, we're banning birth control. Can you assure voters that Republicans will not try to ban contraception?
100%. I can tell you that every reasonable person I know thinks that people should be able to have access to that if that's what they choose. It's a moral question for some people. Some people don't want to use it, others do. But this is an example of what kind of deceitful ads there are right now. There is this salacious ad that depicts a sex scene that's being used to say that people want to take away non-abortion contraceptives. No reasonable person is talking about banning the use of contraceptives. Let's be clear about this and stop the fear-mongering.
Is it fear-mongering or fact-checking? Tonight, you will hear from lawmakers on both sides.
I'll be honest with you, I've never heard anyone in the legislature talk about banning contraception.
That's conservative Republican Representative Gary Click. But Democrats say a contraception ban is part of the Republican agenda. Click last year sponsored the so-called personhood bill that would have granted constitutional rights for the unborn at the moment of conception.
That is exactly what it sounds like that the extremists try to do, right? I think in their all-out crusade, they are willing to do anything and everything to put more women's lives at risk and more pregnant people's lives at risk.
Birth control methods like the morning after pill and some devices like an IUD work after fertilization and would be outlawed by a personhood bill. Click says he couldn't rally enough support for the proposal during the last session. But conservative lawmaker Gene Schmidt is also said to be considering some kind of contraception ban. Here's what Ohio Right to Life Director Mike Gonadakis said during our Issue 1 debate.
I don't know who would even think about doing that. That's ridiculous. There's no one that has an agenda to ban contraception. It's fear-mongering.
But the National Right to Life organization told me in a statement it is working against any device or drug that would destroy a life already created at fertilization. So abortion opponents are making a distinction, considering contraception, pre-fertilization, and anything after fertilization to be abortion.
For me, the whole issue goes back to when does life begin? When life begins, then it deserves protection. Science can tell us when life begins. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence even tell us that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Well, when do we create it? Well, we're created when that male gamete and that female gamete come together. That is life. Science tells us this.
But supporters of reproductive freedom accuse anti-abortionists in Ohio of playing word games.
Everything else that goes along with reproductive freedom, they're going to try to do it in sneaky ways now. So we have to watch out for those things. But we also need to make sure that we're keeping government out of our personal decisions. And that is why this August special election is so important.
NBC4 is your local election headquarters. For more information about Issue 1 or to find a polling location, early voting hours, you can scan the QR code on your screen or visit NBC4i.com.